All right, welcome, and thanks for viewing our 5 steps to set up for your Astral ventilator. Regardless of if you're a new user of Astral or an existing user, we're hopeful that these steps to set up will actually help improve the efficiency of your patient setup so you can focus more time on your patient care. So the 5 simple steps to set up are: you have to choose your circuit that you want to use for your patient. You also need to choose the correct circuit adapter. Secondarily, you'll want to be in the clinical mode. Then you'll want to enter the setup menu. From there, you'll move to the alarms menu. And last but not least, you're going to be ready to go to start ventilation for your patient. So let me show you how easy those steps are to accomplish. First and foremost, we're going to choose the correct circuit. I'm going to use a single limb leak circuit, so basically a simple CPAP tube for this demonstration. You'll also want to have your single limb leak circuit adapter. So let's go ahead and change out that single limb leak adapter. So you can see from the blocked ends, this is your single limb leak adapter. We'll seat this single limb leak adapter. We'll slide that door back on, and we're ready to go. Okay, as we've gotten that into place, now let's move into our setup menu. So here within our setup menu, we're going to perform a setup assistant. Now, Setup Assistant, as the user interface will tell you, is going to reset all of your device settings to default. So you want to make sure that the only time you perform a Setup Assistant is with a new patient. So here I'm going to continue and confirm that that's actually what I'm aiming to do. I'm going to choose adult for this scenario. I'm going to choose a single limb leak circuit. And I'm now, as part of that process, I'm going to perform a learned circuit. The benefit of learned circuit is actually allows you to use any circuit type you choose, so no requirement to use proprietary circuits. So we want to make sure that we've turned off any oxygen to the device, and we want to make sure all user interfaces and all circuit is removed from the device. We'll press continue. At this point, the device is going to do a self-test. At this phase, what it's actually doing is checking the pressure and flow sensors. Now we're going to connect our circuit components. That would include our humidifier, antibacterial filter, etc. The one thing that you want to make sure is not connected is any patient interface. So any mask, any heat moisture exchanger. So let's continue. Now we're going to check circuit resistance. Okay, in the last phase, the device wants to check the circuit compliance. So we'll block the end of the tubing. And at this point, you can see learned circuit has passed successfully. So we'll confirm. Now we're going to choose the patient mask. Joe here, my patient, is going to be using an N20 mask, so I'll choose a nasal. We're going to, basically the user interface is going to alert you to the fact that you're about to reset your disconnection alarm to default, which is fine. We'll address that at a later time. So again, we're choosing a nasal mask for Joe's N20. And our prescription for Joe reflects he's using pressure support with safety tidal volume. So here, according to our prescription, Joe needs a pressure support of 9. So let's increase that to 9. His PEEP is 5. His respiratory rate or his backup rate is only 12, according to this prescription. Now, Joe also has a tidal volume of 500 prescribed. So let us increase that. And then last but not least, his pressure support maximum is ordered at 20. So let's increase that to 20. Now, the other settings, our synchrony settings, we'll leave those at default unless Joe expresses any discomfort. We'll apply those, move to the alarms menu. What we want you to do here with the alarms is ensure that you're setting those settings based on your facility's protocol. At minimum, I'm going to point you to our disconnection alarm, which is in tab 5. There, our disconnection alarm purpose is to alert the patient or caregiver to any leaks that might be present, or in fact, if the patient has been disconnected from the ventilator, this will alert you to that situation. So for that alarm, the higher you set this percentage, the more tolerant it is of leak. So again, you need to keep that in mind when setting this alarm. Once you apply that, you're set to go. You're set to start ventilation for Joe. So hopefully you see how easy it is to get your Astral set up and get your patient off and ventilating.